slash YouTube Live. So while this is kind of queuing up, we're just going to kind of jam a little bit tonight. I'm not on a horse, but we just finished up for the day and just getting in. And I thought we'd kind of talk about a little different topic tonight about how most riders aren't stuck because you don't care, right? A lot of people, they're just stuck because you're loyal to things that don't serve you anymore. And thought we might touch on that a little bit. As an instructor, I love getting new people. I love it. It is great. But there are kind of two different types of people that I get. And if they're one type, my job's really easy, moves forward, they benefit, I can help them. It's a great flow. And the other type, um, it's a struggle. And what the kind of the difference is in the people is one is open-minded and ready for new things because they have probably exhausted their efforts. They've tried a lot of things and it's just not working, or they've had some huge dilemmas and they're just ready, right? I remember I had a gal one time. I went in for this. I think it's just a 1 day thing. This was years ago, and uh, I go in the arena and this gal's got her arm in a sling and she's got this black eye. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." I was like, "Well, what are we gonna work on?" She's like, "I'm open to anything you've got to say." And I was like, "Oh, I bet she got in a wreck then." Like, she's done with this horse. She wants to help her horse. She's like, "My daughter's gonna ride. And I don't care what you need to do. We gotta get to the bottom of this." And I was curious. It's like, "Well, what happened? Like, do you mind telling me like what happened?" And she's like, "Well, was out there. We were on some grass, and I was letting him graze while I was on him, and I I picked his head up to say like that's enough, and he bucked me off." And I was like, "Holy smokes!" People are like talking, like, "Oh, I don't like pressure, this, that, and the other." It's like, man, this gal's just sitting there and letting her horse enjoy some grass, and then saying, "Hey, we need to move on." And he just couldn't take it, and he smoked her. So that's one type of person. They're just ready, right? They're ready for help. They're in a jam. It doesn't matter. Like, they're just ready. Then there's the other person that shows up and they're like, "You know what? I think I want a tip, but I like the way things are, even though I don't like the way they are. I'm just really comfortable." So like their mind isn't as open. They're like, "Well, I'm going to see what he has to say, and I'm just going to kind of contort it over here for, or like, he doesn't write English. So, obviously I'm not going to listen to a lot of the stuff he has to say. I just want to know how to like get my horse to not spook, or he doesn't do this, or he doesn't ride, a Tennessee Walker. So, obviously what he has to say about gating isn't going to apply, or, they come in with just like this rule set. And it gets really restrictive for them because at the end of the day, what I'm really trying to do for folks is set up like an actual a learning experience, like an environment. I just set up an environment for them to learn. So if they're open to learning, this works really, really well. But if I set that environment up, and then they're just like, "Well, I'm just here for the one thing," well, then it sometimes doesn't work so good. So there's a saying out there. It's if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always had. And there's something to be said about that, and that doesn't mean your routine's bad, but like if you're wanting to change, you're wanting things to be different, you have to do something different because the reason things are the way they are right now is because of the things you've been doing. So if you're like, "Well, I want it to be different," well then you have to change the stuff that you've been doing for it to be different. If you just keep doing the same things, it's going to turn out the same. That's just the way it is. So you have to be open and willing, and the clue that probably something's going to work better for you is the fact that you don't understand it and you don't grasp it at first, because if you did, you would already have done it. So if it doesn't quite mesh right away, that probably means you're onto something, honestly, is probably what's going on. So what happens? People are loyal to uh methods that are old, and they maybe used to work. That doesn't mean the old stuff's bad at all. A lot of my program is old, but like if it's stuff that just isn't working and it's old, you're not willing to adapt it or change. That can be very restricting. Maybe you're getting advice from the wrong people. There's a lot of horse people, and I tell you, like if you're just listening to like keyboard jockeys on the internet, that's probably not going to work out so well. I mean, they've got some strong opinions and some strong advice, but probably, I mean, they're not providing you with any visual proof of their knowledge. They're not sending you riding videos or anything. They're just critiquing like everything, right? But then as soon as you ask them, they just disappear. So, but like maybe your circle's wrong, right? So you got to change your circle a little bit. Maybe you just aren't around people that motivate you, or you're around people that really just don't know that much about a certain topic or something. So you might have to change that. Um, Maybe like, I see this a lot. Sometimes people are just loyal to like comfort and predictability, right? Like who here, put a one in the chat if you're like, you know what? I don't want to challenge the status quo, so I'm just going to kind of stay in the comfort zone with my horse. You're just like, I'm just going to stay in this comfort zone, right? That can happen with folks sometimes for sure. Trying to look up the chat here. I don't see any chat coming through. Let me see. Oh, here we go. No. All right. Well, sometimes this app it's a little sticky. So if you guys are chatting it up, I'm sorry. I don't see any on here. So I'm sure somebody's commenting, but it's not coming through on my end here. Yeah, nothing's happening. So anyway, um the other thing that can happen is some people are just like, well, this is just how my horse is. This is just how my horse is. And, to some extent, that can kind of be true. Like maybe they lean a certain way, mentally, emotionally, or physically. And I can understand that for sure. But if you're wanting him to be a little different, maybe be hopeful. Maybe help to inspire him. I've been around so many horses. Like one of the coolest horses we have right now in the barn. I know when he was first getting started, there's I don't like this horse. I don't like this. I don't like this horse. It's like this is the coolest horse. You just got to learn how to work him. Like he's the coolest thing. But you've got to adjust yourself to help him. Or I remember I've had some horses that, one of the quietest, easiest going horses I have right now. He's kind of on the retirement list, but in his heyday, he was one of the coolest horses I've ever had to ride and perform on. But you had to like wind them up over like let's say you wanted to show them at an exhibition or something. You had to get him out like a month early and kind of wind him up and build him, motivate him, and get him going. And then he'd fire real hard. But if you didn't, he's just super quiet, super quiet. So sometimes people are like, man, he like if they go to ride him, like he is just so quiet. How do you perform on him? It's like, well, you got to like energize this horse. And my point is, if you just took him at face value, you'd be like, oh, he could never perform. And it's like, well, no, he has it in him. You just have to kind of give him a reason, like why, like, hey, like this would be really cool if you tried a little harder. He has to be in shape. He has to be healthy. He has to do all the stretches and all the things, and then he'll go for you. But he's not just he wasn't just a pull out of the stall and go for you, or pull out of the pasture and go type of horse. So I could have just said, oh well, this is just how he is, and it's how he's gonna be. And I was like, no, this is the horse that I have, and so let's see what he's got. So I dig in there a little deeper, and sure enough, found some really cool stuff that he could do. I think another thing that folks get limited by is they're a little bit almost too loyal to avoiding pressure and avoiding responsibility. And it seems like, oh, everything's good. Like I'll hear this sometimes. They're like, Steve, everything's fine. And then all of a sudden something happens. Well, if that's the statement that's coming out often, I would encourage you to look back and be like, Are you sure everything's okay? Or are you just avoiding things, right? Like pressure and responsibility. Okay. And pressure doesn't mean you have to be hard on the horse. Pressure could just mean that, like, we had somebody the other day, they're just like, when I separate my two horses and I want to just ride one, the other one panics. You have done nothing but just walk one horse away from the other. That can be a lot of pressure to a horse. Okay. So that can be something that, like, that's just pressure. And if you avoid it, then all of a sudden you're going to be mixed up in things. So I'm going to check my other phone here, see if I can see the chat in here real quick. I'm sure somebody's chatting it up here. Let me check it here. I better turn down the volume. There we go. There we go. There's a few. Okay, Kathy's on here. Alicia, Sherry from Southern Alberta. Melissa's on here. Hey, Melissa. Tammy's on here. Oh, hell no. I push that comfort zone all the time. I love that. I learn something new every time I go out and apply what I'm learning. I can't wait for the camp in May. Super. That's awesome. Progress starts where your comfort zone ends. I like that, Ashley. So, yeah, I'm just reading up the chat here. You set up on top of the fence rail right behind me, the new gal, and casually said, "Anybody need any help?" Um, I didn't even turn around. I knew you speaking to me, and I raised my arm and handed you Ranger's lead rope. That changed my world. I love that. That's so good. So good. Cool. It's great. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, hundreds of riders are using Steve's Equine Masterclass to fix the problems. That's fine. I have a chat bot apparently still on. Who knew? I don't even know. There's so many settings in Facebook. I tell you. Even Lindsay's on here. Hopefully you're healing up all right, Lindsay, and doing good. So yeah, that was just kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Is like, what's kind of holding you guys back? Like, are you stuck with some old habits, or are you reaching out for new ones? Just kind of some reflection for you guys. And you know, it's important also to understand that, like, horses, um, they're not really just loyal like to the past. They're not like, oh well, you were so good back then. I'm just gonna keep listening to you. Like, they want to know what's clear right now, right? So it's not that the past isn't important. It is important. The foundation of the horse and the things that have happened to get to where you're at. But my point is, just because, like, let's say they had an incredible rider for 5 years and then they sold to you, and you've had him for 2 years and you haven't really done much with the horse. Just because it was with that other rider doesn't mean he's going to be good for you. Like, he could be. Okay. But he wants to know what you guys are doing, right? And if what you guys are doing now is good, he has that old experience to rely to, like, flash back to, and this one, then things will probably be good. But if you're just horrible, your timing's off, and you don't care about stuff, and he has one bad day, so you just blame everything on the old trainer or whatever, things probably like in the moment aren't going to be good, and then so things are just probably not going to be good. Because you're just not being very clear now. So, um, and another point here too, and this, I think Wendy just kind of mentioned this about handing the lead rope off, is at some point, okay, what you're probably going to realize is that progress that you guys want, okay, it might not revolve around just trying harder. It might revolve around letting go. And that's something I want you guys to think about tonight. Like, what is he even talking about? It's like, well, maybe there's some things you need to let go of to progress forward, not just trying harder, right? Like old habits, old information that you've been listening to that's just not been helpful, you know? Oh, my horse is just like this, right? Or I'm avoiding certain things, like let go of some of that baggage, maybe to help your horse. Okay. So just something to think about. Let me check this chat again here. See what's going on. So let's do this. Put in the chat while we're here. There's a few of you on here. Is there one thing you could let go of the next time you go work your horse? And I'm not saying you got to totally forget about it, but just like what's one thing you could let go of? Anything. Like sometimes I'll ride around like on a loose rein longer than I want to. I'm like, I'm gonna let go of the steering for a while. Or I'm gonna let go of like instead of riding in like a leverage bit, I'm gonna ride in my comfort snaffle. I'm gonna let go of that extra little piece of leverage or control. I could in my warm up, I could just like, you know what? I'm not going to rely only on my lead rope for the warm up. I'm going to turn them loose. So you're going to let go of that extra control item for just a moment in the warm up. Okay? So just kind of like what could you guys let go of in your horsemanship the next time that you work your horse? I'm going to try to turn up these chats again. There we go. All right. My New Year's goal is to get out of my horse's way and let him make a mistake so we can see what needs. I like that, Ashley. That's great. Let go of my fear and trust the program. Tammy, I like that. There are definitely things I had to let go of in order to be in the right mindset with Caliber. I have to tell you, things have been amazing since I've been in the right mindset. I love that, Melissa. That's helpful. Uh, Good job. Lindsay says she's on the right track. Thanks. Howdy, Kathy Kaiser. Shout out to Kathy. Shout out to my chat bot, apparently. He's on here tonight. Kathy, new area reactions. What's Heather say? Petting or talking as reward and replacing with quiet and release. That's a good one, Robbie. You could try that. Blair's on here, letting go of the previous bear man baggage and focusing on the forward progress. Give him his face and walk, trot, lope, loose rein. I love that. Good. Listen, I'm letting go of my previous thoughts, fears, nervousness I had around Caliber, staying positive, and it helps. Good. Ashley's, I've been riding bridleless to help with trust. Not easy. I love that. I tell you what is this chatbot doing? I don't even know what he's coming. It's like he's listening to us and then talking. I don't even know what's going on there. What's he have to say? What's your biggest challenge with your horse lately? Confidence, control, or consistency? Steve covers all three and learn more. Oh, interesting. He's advertising for us. That's real nice. Oh my gosh. Kathy, I need to go back to the comfort snaffle more regularly. Cool. Let's see. Lindsay, my riding style of holding tighter rein, roping, and much looser rein. I don't hold tight, but could go more loose. Good. If Ranger isn't lame, I'll let go of too cold weather excuse. I wore my new bibs tonight. Hey, how did that work? I'm out of them right now, but I just took them off. I've been in them all day. Um, I love bibs. It's like having just that extra little insulated layer. Just kind of takes care of things. Um, what in the shit is a chatbot? It's something that like auto posts or something. It's a Facebook feature, but it can only be set on my computer, and I'm on my phone. So yeah, it's funny. Who knows? Okay. Um, the future's coming, Blair. 50 years. Who knows what's gonna be going on around here? Oh man. Yeah, switch to halter ride or neck rope. Cool. Yeah, these are all good things. I got bright blue. Nice. I like that, Wendy. Great. We'll know where to find you. Cool. All right. Well, I just want to touch base with you guys tonight. Talk a little bit about that, kind of letting go of a few things. I'm not saying you have to, not saying you need to, but like just something to think about. And if nothing else, it just helps mix the routine up a little bit, right? Just kind of maybe like, even if it's not a full let go, but like changing things up a little bit. Because, the other thing you got to keep in mind is, uh, if you're super predictable for your horse all the time, some of that is okay, but it's like, what's there for him to be curious about, right? Is it if you're super predictable all the time, He's just gonna be like, oh yeah, this is the same old thing. But if you change it up a little bit, it's like, oh, well, I gotta pay attention and do this other thing and kind of get in there and think about it. So just something to kind of kick around there while you guys are going through things. And yeah. So but I'm gonna get going. We've had a long day here at the ranch. We had to run to town, get some stuff, pick up some equipment, haul some machinery. I've been spent half my day in a pickup, running things around. Some days are just like that around here. But we got a lot done. We've been kicking in on another little project here, and things went really good. The team did good today. We jumped in, and we're doing a bunch of stuff that like we haven't really done before, and so we're kind of having to work together, figure things out, and it's all coming together. We're making forward progress every day. And if Kara's on here, Kara wanted to mention that she is the most amazing, incredible person and helpful individual on the planet. And without her around, there's just absolutely no way anything could happen. So she wanted to make sure that I stated that today. So hopefully she watches this. We will check that box for her. No, but she did bring her skid steer over and help out on a bunch of stuff, and it was super helpful. There's some stuff that got done around here that wouldn't have happened otherwise there. So it's good. The whole crew's working strong. So uh, go team. It's good. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining on here tonight. Let me just double check the chat one more time on my other rig here. Have a great evening. Yeah, you too. Yeah, right on, Kara. All right. Oh, Wendy sent her Amazon. Let me. Yeah, I probably have to link on it later. It looks like it popped up. So, do I ever do 1 day clinics? Not really. No. 2 day minimum, 3 day. I think we have a 3 day beach clinic this year. But the reason is like we kind of need the next day for the lesson to kind of soak in for the horses and the people. So it's just kind of always what we've done. I've done some 1 day stuff, but kind of feel like it just leaves people hanging, and if anything, it frustrates the horses and the people towards certain things. So because we try to create quite a bit of change, and so sometimes that change is for the next day. So if that doesn't happen, like if there's no next day, then it's almost like you risk opening a can of worms, then you don't like have a solution for it. So that's why we do more than 1 day. So, but you're close enough. Probably figure something out. I feel like, yeah, you used to live closer, but now you're just a little farther. Maybe something could work out. So, let's see. Good evening, Gina is on here. Kara's the bomb. So good. Kara's right. Oh my gosh, everybody's, yeah. Kara's gonna love this. That everybody's rooting for here. I hope she sees this. I'm not gonna tell her about it, and then, like, if I catch her being down, like, go back and watch the Facebook Live, from the other Friday or something. Uh, from Colorado. Hello, Lynn. Cool. She's a little late, but she made it. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys probably got better things to do. I'm gonna go get some dinner and get some stuff. Oh, where's the best place for me to ask you a specific training question? Emily, the best place, because I think you're an Equine Masterclass member, is just drop it in Equine Masterclass, post it in the group there, or drop a video. Really helpful. Like just a video of the issue. If you happen to be able to, you can just set your phone on the wherever and film it, or you can just ask me. But film is really good, and then I can like voice over on it, or just I can actually see what's going on. You know, like Melissa sent in a video the other day, and I could immediately kind of see some things that maybe could be changed up there. So yeah. Oh my gosh, Joni's on here too. Oh, Janet. Oh my, everybody's jumping on Kara here. This is great. Kudos for her. Kara's awesome. If she gets 50 comments, can you do a pony clinic? Wow, the challenge is on. Wow. I mean, we could look at it. She's reeling in the pony. She has two now for little Charlie there. I got her one, and then Dee Dee got Charlie one. So I feel like Dee Dee's kind of trying to roll in on surrogate grandmother duty there is pretty good. So, Donita, we were in town. We almost stopped at the Skechers outlet to get a photo for you, but we drove on by. But I did not realize we that there's a Skechers outlet in town. I had never seen it, and it's huge. So I got to go in there someday. We're across the street at the Home Depot getting a bunch of stuff. But apparently there's a Skechers outlet. So if you're needing something, you let me know. We'll roll in there for you. If you guys weren't on last night's live, you probably don't know about the Skechers for. Oh my God, everybody's commenting. They might make it to 50. Who knows? You guys might make it to 50, and then we might have to do something for these guys. Don't be double commenting now. We're going to be tallying this up. All right, I'm getting out of here. I got stuff to do. You guys are too much. So thank you so much for a good night. And we'll catch you all later. We'll try to keep these things going. If you enjoyed it, put some likes and some hearts and some things. Drop some comments and do you guys' stuff, and we'll keep this stuff going. All right. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate all.